Is Ruth at artfulstampin.co.uk, and I'm going to be presenting my card for the Christmas Stampathon challenge for February. Why is it I find that hard to say? February. Anyway, hello and welcome. So if you're not already on the Christmas Stampathon Facebook page, please do head over there. I will be putting in the description below the links to the Facebook group. And basically we are a group of Stampin' Up demonstrators from around the world, and we set a challenge every 25th of the month. And yes, we are going to say the C word, Christmas. We help you, inspire you and challenge you to create some makes ready for Christmas. So we set the challenges 10 months out of the year for you to get ready. So this month I will read to you the challenge. The challenge is, or the title is, movement. So you need to make at least 4 Christmas cards featuring movement, whether it's a spin or a spring or a twist or a wobble. I can do wobble very well, actually, or even more. So whatever you fancy, something that has a bit of movement in it. So this card I'm doing today, I have seen it done before and fancied having a go at it, and found a really good tutorial on YouTube. And I will let you know who the person was. Oh, no, I did have it up here. Where is it? A lady called... Oh. Not sure what her name is. Her name, I can't find it. Anyway, her blog is called Stamping with Amore, as in AMORE.com. And I will put the link to her video in the description, because to be fair, I did crib a lot of the measurements and the technique of how to do this card from her. And she's a Stampin' Up demonstrator in, I think, United States. So thank you very much, Stamping with Amore, for all the measurements and so forth. So it looks complicated. It's just several steps, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it's quite easy. You just need to kind of understand the steps. So I've actually made one, cut for 4, going to make a lot of one in front of you and maybe finish off a few of the others, just to help it kind of really set in your mind how to achieve this. Okay, so a quick hello to everybody on the live. I'm not going to go through names, but just know that you're all welcome. Thank you so much for joining me, and if you're watching this later on, welcome too, and hope you enjoy this and find it helpful. Okay, so I'm just going to sort of show you the basic mechanism for this. It's your standard size card with a side fold. So this is like a portrait fold. And basically you create a kind of tunnel and then a little bit of a flap to put your circle in. Now what I would suggest to you that you do is that when you have your card base, whatever standard size card base you want to use. I'm not going to get into specifics because I know different people around the world like to have different sized ones. Basically, then cut your DSP to fit beautifully inside your card base. So I cut mine to be 5mm smaller all the way around, and thereby I have a lovely bit of a frame going there. So then the next step is actually to stick it down, not cut. So what I suggest you do is you just put a little bit of glue towards the edge of your DSP, or your cardstock rather, and lay that down. And the reason we do this is because then when we cut out our circle using the circle dies, now I'm using the second largest, oh no, maybe that's 4th largest. Hold on, I'm telling lies here, terrible woman. Right, hold on, let me just double check this. No, 4th, 3rd and 4th. Yes, so I'm using, if you've got the circle framelets, I'm using the 2nd and 4th largest ones to cut my pieces. So then I'm going to run this through my cut and emboss machine. And so I just bring this over, and where's my machine? Oh, there we go. Hello, machine. I'm going to pop you guys up a little bit so that I can get my machine in. And I tend to just pop this at the edge of my plates because I don't actually need to run the whole thing through. Then at the sort of the further up section, so you find sort of a halfway point and then move up a little bit. You don't want it right in the middle. I don't anyway. I tend to have it just a little bit higher than the middle, and then just eyeball it to get it in the middle between the left and the right. Sorry, the sides, and then run that through. Now I'm actually going to run that through twice because I'm cutting through cardstock and some DSP. Ooh, oh dear, I'm knocking things off my table. I'm going to run that back through, and that is all the cutting one needs to do with these. Now I just prepped 3 and done 3 in one go, so if you're making more than one, I would suggest that you sit down, stick all your panels on first, then do your cutting, and do it kind of production line system, you know, where you're doing all the same thing at one go. It's just a bit quicker. I know it might be a little bit tedious, but it's a little bit quicker. Oh, actually no, I need my machine back again. So then I cut out of the designer series paper. I then used my smaller circle to cut a smaller circle out of the DSP, and it will all make sense in a moment. So I'm just going to place that on there. Now the other thing I have done, not in front of you, is to actually cut the pretty circle here. Now this came from a stamped one sheet wonder that I found in my stash. Now you could just use a really gorgeous designer series paper, or you may just want to stick stamp a character or a tree or whatever you want, or stamp a sentiment. You can do whatever you want in that inner circle. And that was cut using hold on, I just thought I need actually 3. Do I need 3 of these? Sorry, I'm confusing myself. I just want to double check that I've done this correctly. No, I've done it wrong. This is why I went to say use the first one. Oh, okay. Scrap all that. I've gone and used the wrong one. But anyway, we're just going to have to make do. So actually, on my original one, I used the second largest to cut the aperture. The third largest to cut around my paper, and then the second largest to cut the designer series paper. So I'm just going to have to make do and figure it out as I go along. All right, I'm going to cut that out. I will go through all this at the end because I've clearly made a boo-boo because I forgot that I needed to actually cut 3 circles. Right, never mind. Pop that there. So basically I just want to go down in size. Now I did pre-cut a little piece. Oh, where did I put you? I did have you all nice and tidy here. Oh, here we go. So unfortunately I've gone and cut this at the wrong size. So I'm going to cut a smaller circle out of this one. So I'm going to go down even smaller. So basically you need 3 concentric circle dies. It doesn't really matter what size they are, but you just need 3 for this project. So I've ended up using 2, 3 and 4 on these ones, and then I've used 3, 4, 5 on this one. But there we go. Right. Oh, right, I don't think I ever want to see another circle dyed for at least a week now. Now I have these really cool like circles I could use for something. All right, let's get on with the show, shall we? Oh dear. Right, so here I have the blue piece that I cut out earlier. the DSP panel, which is slightly smaller, and as you can see, you can actually stick that back so it looks like the pattern is continuing, which I think is pretty cool. And then also you've got your pretty piece that you can then stick on. So I'm going to do that all in one go now while I calm down from my fiasco. Hello, Mr. Knees, lovely to see you. Actually, no, I'm not going to stick that down yet because I'll tell you why. I tell you for why, because it's actually easier to stick it in place once you've done your mechanism, to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead though and stick on the inside of my card, if I can get the glue to work. Oh my days, I'm having a day of days of this today, aren't I? Not my day today. Okay, right, I'm just going to spread that glue on nice and thin because I had a lovely big blob there. And here I've got a piece of really high quality copy paper, actually. I won't lie to you. I could have used basic white, but because I've got this really nice quality copy paper, I've actually used that to line the inside of my card. And I went ahead and stamped the Merry Christmas already. Right, so to go through the mechanism with you now, I am going to tell you what you need to cut and score. So you need a piece of cardstock that measures 2 by 4 inches and another piece of cardstock that measures 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. I've tried to keep the measurements really simple for you. Then what you do is you score this at 1 inch intervals. So 1, 2, and then 3. Right, I'm sorry, I've not been looking at the comments much. And then you pop this one in and score at 1, which I've actually already done. So it means that you have a slightly longer piece there than that one there. There's a reason for that. All right, so 4 by 2, score at 1, and then this one is 2 1/4, score at 1. Okay, then now I've just used up some of that stamped one sheet wonder that I did because I cut circles from the middle of it and I just had loads of scrap left over. So rather than let it go to waste, I've actually used that for the inside of my card. So you get a little bit of a sneak peek really as to what's going on. Right, so to stick the mechanism down, what we need to do is place this kind of rectangular piece so that it sort of falls roughly in the middle of my circle. And I'm going to be gluing that section to that section. So I'm actually just going to put some glue here because it's going to be, the rectangle is obviously a bit bigger than my circle. So can you see there's a kind of a bit of an overlap there with my score line? Not overlap, underlap. it comes before it. So I actually found it easy to put the glue on the other side so that I don't over glue. And then I'm just going to fold that over and pop a little bit of glue. Now don't over glue because I did that on the first one and I ended up with a bit of glue spurting out and it kind of interferes with the mechanism. So just be careful not to over glue. And there you have your central mechanism that's going to fold. Now don't try to open that too much because it's not really meant to open up. That's you know, that's the way it's meant to be, like that. Right, so the next bit is to stick this section down. Now let me just get rid of my, find my eraser. Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. I want to get rid of my, I don't want everyone to be able to read my measurements back here. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Oh dear, dear. I'll have to give this one to Esther. Oh, I've just realised actually I don't think you're going to see the measurements. Right, so then you take your longest section here and that is going to get stuck just over the score line there. And again, try not to over glue because it will interfere. And then also make sure that that section is not reaching any of the sides of the circle. All right. How are we going so far? Let's have a look. Is there any questions so far? Hi everybody on the live. Nice to see you. All right, now I know I'm on a bit earlier than usual. It's because I think I've got my husband wanting to go live later to make his card for his father because his birthday's tomorrow. So this is the piece that we cut out, remember, from the actual card base, so nothing goes to waste. And that gets stuck down like so. Then we've got the slightly smaller circle. And can you see we can make the design meet up really well? So it is worth doing this after you've done your mechanism if you do have a design that you want to have meet up. So that can go there. Da, da, da. And then we put that lovely bit of stamped paper. And I can see here I used Poinsettia Petals, and I used, oh, the colours I think are either Misty, Moonlight or Night of Navy with some balmy blue, and there's some pink in there, and I think there's some Granny Apple Green as well. I tried to look for the video where I made this and couldn't find it. So I will have another quick look, but if anyone does find it, can you let me know so I can put a link to this video? So then, ta-da! You end up with this really cool little pop-up mechanism. And to finish it off, I think we just need a little bit of gemage, you know, just to bling it up a little bit. Now, of course, if you wanted to put some extra sentiments on here, I'm just looking for my take your pick tool, and I couldn't find it. I only used it yesterday as well. Oh, I've obviously tied. Oh, there it is. Right. I do like this for the small gems. Makes it so much easier to stick. There we go. What was I saying? Yeah, if you wanted to put an extra sentiment on the front, that's fine. I just felt that that was kind of enough, really. It's just a really nice way to kind of showcase a really pretty piece of paper. So, what's the time? That's taken 17 minutes. I can just carry on sticking these together if you feel that it would help you kind of really get it into your mind how to construct it. Now this construction, do you notice the circle's a bit bigger? Yeah, that's because I pre-did it earlier and used a different size. Never mind. So that goes in first. Then we've got the mechanism. Pop a bit of glue there. Oops. And then fold that over. Then fold that to meet it. Pop a little bit of glue on there. And then fold that over. Hi Shirley Kudrowski. What's catching second video in 2 days? Fantastic. Okay, and then I need my little piece, which I'm going to stick it that way. I'll stick it that way. Doesn't matter that the words are upside down because I don't think anyone will notice. Stick that there so it hangs over a little bit, and then put glue on there. Put my big circle. Actually, I'll show you the two and see if you prefer one over the other. This is a slightly larger one. You see, once you have all your pieces cut, you get into a bit of a routine of how to stick it all together, and it does make it easier. There's something to be said about doing a repeat motion to really get it stuck in your head. Now this time I'm going to get the words the right way up, and then pop some gems. I just pop 2 little ones and a large one, which is actually easier to get off with my fingernail. There we go. And there we have another one done. Another one bites the dust. Right, I'll do that one more time for you guys so that you can really get that in your heads. So please do head over to the Facebook group. And so, as I said, the challenge this month is to make a card with some sort of movement in it, or make 4, at least 4. I mean, some people are making more than 4 because they realised that they needed a few more at the end of October. So now the other thing that I failed to tell you is that everyone who participates in any given month will also be entered into a draw, and if your name is pulled, those of us demonstrators who are sort of admins for the group, so there's myself, Denise, Esther and Shirley, we will send you a card. So 4 people get drawn each month. Now I know that I'm actually really behind on sending my cards out, so that's on my to-do list. Right, so that's gone in. Then I've got my little piece here. Now I have to say, I did think this was rather complicated when I first saw it being done. And then I watched one video and I just was like, what? That's just too complicated, because it was doing it that way. And I don't know why, but that, for some reason, I just thought, no, that's really complicated. And then I watched a second video, a different person doing it. I was like, oh, okay, now I've got it. So it just goes to show sometimes different ways of things being explained will appeal to different people. And that's just the way life is. And some people will just kind of make it seem to click with, and it will make sense more than others. So it's worth, if you do want to learn something, it is worth going to maybe several sources of information. You know, that's a good life lesson, isn't it? Because different people will explain it in different ways, and it will make more sense to one person than another. So right. Right, nearly finished. Let's pop a little bit of jamage on there. That one there. I've been using these quite often, haven't I, lately? These gorgeous blue gems. They're in the main annual catalogue. And there we have it. My little pop-up, circular pop-up card for February. And I've done all 4. Usually I just do the 1 and then make the 3 later on. But wow, this is unheard of for me. So let's just compare the 2 different sizes, which I accidentally did. That's the slightly larger and that's the smaller. Let me know which one you prefer. I don't know which one I prefer, to be honest. I think they both work well. This one sort of, I think, is a nicer composition because of the sizing, but this one you get to see more of the pretty paper. So yeah, there's no kind of overall winner, I would say. So hope you've enjoyed that. Please do go and check out the other the other participants in the challenge. Ellen has already got her video up. I'm not sure if Esther or Shirley have yet. Shirley actually doesn't usually make videos, she just makes a card. But also there are loads of other inspiration from all the other participants, which is super fun. So the January one is obviously just closed, and we focused in on using basically white with one other colour. So thank you everybody that participated. It's been really lovely to see your projects. Please remember to post your projects underneath the post that gives the challenge. All right. It's basically a way of sort of indexing, so everyone can kind of go and find the inspiration really easily. So if you do get a little nudge, and it's usually me that tidies up the board actually, but if you do get a little nudge, please don't take it personally. Just pop your photographs in the right place, because otherwise they may get deleted. So there we go. That's just a little bit of housekeeping for you. So thank you so much, everybody. Oh, never mind, Dawn. You can watch it again. Right, so we'll be back later. We're going to go and watch a film with the kids. Tom set up the projector in the front room to watch Murder on the Orient Express. And we're going to have tea. And then later Tom will be doing a video. And I might do a little extra video because a certain person's birthday today. You know, a certain, you know, I don't know how to describe her really. Very faithful supporter of this channel is 70. And I got the birth date wrong. I wished her happy birthday yesterday, but it's in fact her birthday today. So, Miss Linda, if you're watching this on the replay, happy birthday. And I have tried to find out from her what her favourite colours are. And I just got even more confused. She sent me this very long list of her favourite colours. So it's going to be very interesting when I stamp her something later. So, lots of love to you all. Take care. Bye.